I made a deal with a pleasure demon. It was the worst decision I have ever made. My ring finger tasted like stroopwafel drizzled in maple syrup. That was the first piece of me they took that I surrendered. No ceremony, no real reason, if I'm being honest. Such a foolish choice. Put the tip of your ring finger in your mouth, they had said without speaking. Have a taste. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And they were right. The tip of my finger snapped off, crisp and clean like a delicate wafer. No pain, just the faint sweetness of syrup, the satisfying crunch. My ring finger was the best thing I'd ever eaten, and ever would. Afterward, the ghost of maple lingering on my tongue, I stared at my hand, at the tiny absence where flesh and nail had been. Now, just a healed nub remained. The skin was newborn pink, seamless, as if nothing had ever been there. I mourned the fading memory of that taste more than the finger itself. Tell people you lost it chopping onions, they winked without winking. Their form defied description, maybe comprehension. A humanish shape, skin like shifting glass, features that darted just beyond focus. Staring too long made me nauseous, like swallowing pure sugar. But in that shimmering mess I caught glimpses of horror and ecstasy. I shuddered, repulsed, and yet I wanted more. Looking back, I feel like an idiot. I wasn't starving, wasn't even hungry, just bored. And then there it was, a haze in the corner of my living room. Hovering beside the TV I'd been blankly watching. A pleasure demon, a connoisseur of all creation. I sensed it bow, theatrical, a smirk buried in its shifting mass. I've collected so many wonders. Give me a taste of yours and I'll share mine. Fair trade, no? Their laugh was wind chimes over a baby's scream. Think on it. The next thing they took was the color violet, which, again, didn't seem so bad. Violet's not that important, right? Now, when I look at the eggplant emoji, I see nothing. Not grey, not black, just absence, shaped like a vegetable. A violet-shaped hole in my mind. It happened on another Friday night, alone on my couch. Few friends, zero plans, nothing new. My tiny apartment was both cage and cave, keeping me in, but also safe. I was debating Netflix or YouTube when the demon returned. In exchange for Violet, they told me a story, the greatest story ever told. A golden hum filled my mind, sweeter than any music. I gasped at the twists, sobbed at the deaths, cheered at the climax, wept at the ending. 7 hours later, I scrambled to write it down, but the details were gone. Just the echo remained, something beautiful and grotesque, slipping through my fingers. Don't you worry, the demon murmured. I'll be back. Next, I lost the ability to dream. The demon returned after a brutal week at work, one of those weeks where everything felt harder than it should. When I spotted them in my kitchen, I felt relief, almost like greeting a friend. Rough week? They asked, with something like sympathy. Give me a good one, I said, good one coming right up. One moment, they were across the room. The next, they filled my vision, that writhing mass pressing close. A chill shot down my spine, then their touch pushed past my skin. Heat rolled up my body, erupting in my throat. My mind shattered into pure pleasure. I woke up Saturday morning. Days passed before I realized I couldn't dream anymore. Days spent chasing the fading high. This time I mourned. I liked my dreams. I needed answers. Google turned up nothing but miniatures and video games. ChatGPT was worse. The library? Fiction. Then I tried the dusty bookstore down the street. Stepping inside was like entering another century, cramped, musty, books piled everywhere. The shopkeeper, an old woman behind a scarred mahogany counter, didn't look up. An hour later, I approached her. "Excuse me," I said, throat dry. "Do you have anything on pleasure demons?" She studied me, her gaze weighing decades. Then, slowly, she shook her head. "I can't help you with pleasure demons. No one can. You must help yourself. I'm sorry." As I turned to leave, her hand shot out, gripping mine with surprising strength. Her middle finger dug into the nub of my missing fingertip. "The people who've asked this question," she said, voice trembling, "their lives always get worse. The only difference is how fast they fall." She released me, the intensity vanishing. "Sorry I can't help. Have a nice day." I left, stomach churning. I swore off the demon. That resolve lasted 3 months. They returned on another lonely Friday. Life was fine. Maybe they were bored. I've been thinking of you, dreaming of you, you might say. Their laugh scorched my eardrums. I should have told them to leave, but the memories of past highs pulled me in. Another night vanished. When I came to, a chunk of my arm was gone, a perfect rectangle, 2 inches long above my elbow. The crater was covered in thin pink skin, bone visible beneath. I screamed. Long sleeves, forever. I wish that was the end, but I made one last trade. This time, the euphoria was poisoned by guilt. The price? 3 weeks of my life. I woke in a reeking alley, slumped against a dumpster. My clothes were shredded, my body covered in scratches and pen-sized punctures. Blood and filth caked my skin. I was the stench. My phone showed the date. 3 weeks gone. The shame of sneaking home was nothing compared to piecing my life back together. Job gone, friends distant, landlord suspicious. But the worst, the flashes. Grocery shopping, coffee with a friend, lying in bed suddenly a shard of memory strikes, a twisted grin, a scream, blue fabric torn away, cold metal on my thigh. The disgust paralyzes me. Sometimes I cry out. Once I sobbed, my untouched mind, the hole in my arm, the tip of my ring finger. Gone. There's no winning, no escape. Even now, as I write this, the demon shimmers in the corner of my vision, whispering, maybe they see this as free advertising. Don't be fooled. A deal with a pleasure demon is unbreakable. I don't know how long I'll resist. But I know this for the rest of my life. They'll linger in my periphery, waiting for weakness, murmuring promises. Whenever you need me, I'll always be here for you.